Hello Cancer, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, Cancer. How are you? And happy birthday to you. Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. We're going to do 3 hands this week. We haven't done that in quite some time. And these particular 3 hands will be finances, career, and then we will look at love as well. So let's start with finances. Let's go there first. How are you, Cancer? Hope you're having a good birthday season. Let me know when your birthday is. I'd like to say happy birthday to you. If you already had it, I hope it was a lovely day. And if you are brand new here and you've never been here before, thanks for showing up and clicking here. I hope that you'll offer a thumbs up and that you will stay. I hope you'll subscribe. If you're interested in sticking around to the end of the video, I will talk about how you can find the extended and also about the sales that are going on within my private readings. Let's talk about you, Cancer. Let's talk about finances first. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Tell me about finances for Cancer. We've got the 5 of Pentacles. Ooh, 10 of Cups. Okay. And we've got the 9 of Wands. I want to say that you've been resilient. I want to say you've been really resilient with the finances. I feel like your finances have probably not been going the greatest up until now, but I feel like things are about to get easier because you have been resilient. I think you're just tired. I really think that you are just tired of carrying it all. And I want to say that the 10 of Cups is telling me happiness is, you're going to be ecstatic. I feel like something good is coming from all of this. That I feel like your pressure test is over, I want to say. And things are about to get easier because look, the Empress has showed up. And the Empress is abundance, but also the dawn of a new day. It's a new cycle. It's a new chapter of your life. It's something that's being born or birthed. And I feel like it's happiness because this is what's going to be on the top of your mind next week. It does feel like you are going to have good finances. For some of you, it's family finances. And so maybe you've been the one that has been supporting everybody. Maybe you're the only income in the household. But it feels like it's about to get a lot easier here. Tell me more about finances for Cancer. Things that you didn't have money for before, I think you are going to start having money for those things. There is going to come clarity here. And now, I don't know if the Ace of Swords is telling me that maybe you're getting clarity. So maybe you're going over the books, going over your bookkeeping. Maybe you're saving money some places you didn't know you were saving. Or maybe you've been living on less. Look, the 5 of Pentacles is about lack. It's about lack of finances or a hit to the finances, something that you're living in lack with. But I feel like something breaks through. It feels like there's an aha moment or a moment of clarity. And it's like you realize why you were in the 5 of Pentacles or why you had to be there for a while. I think it was to experience the low lows. That's, when we don't really know the light until we experience the dark sometimes. And so I feel like that's what's going on here. It's a realization or a clarity as to why things were so tough. You could have also been a person who was like not living on a whole lot because you were paying off a lot of debt or something. Maybe all of your money was going towards something else here. We do have the 7 of Pentacles. All your hard work is about to pay off here, my friend. And then we have the Tower. So I think there's some information that is coming in here that is kind of going to shock you. I feel like, we know when the Tower shows up, it's only because a chapter is done. It's like the cycle is over, the chapter is done, and now when the Tower shows up, everything begins to fall apart because the old way of doing things or the old energy, the old cycle is over, and so it must fall apart. It was an illusion. So I feel like there is going to be Tower moment coming in the week ahead, but I feel like it's attached to the Ace of Swords. So I feel like this Tower is attached to some sort of revelation, aha moment, a call you get about good news, about, hey, you've put in the hard work, and so now we're going to lift some sort of burden off your shoulders. Like it feels like it is something that educates you about something, because this is the student. You get education about something, you get clarity about something, realization. Somebody is coming to tell you something or calling you with some sort of good news here with the 10 of Cups. Tell me about this. Tell me what the good news is financially. We've got the 2 of Wands. We've got the 8 of Swords in the reverse. I love that it's in the reverse. Tell me about the 8 of Swords in the reverse. and we've got the Four of Wands. So I feel like it feels like you've been playing catch up with something, and that things have been a little bit, I'm going to say, out of control. Like you felt almost a little bit out of control with the finances. And what I mean by that is maybe you just had too much was going out and not enough was coming in. So I feel like finances have been strained up until now, but I feel like beginning in the week ahead, if you're not maybe seeing it already, I feel like that there is something that is coming up that is going to show that your hard work is paying off, and I think it shocks you. I think this information that's coming in is something you're not expecting, or it's a surprise, or it feels like although things are falling apart, you realize now that the reason things fall apart is to fall back together again. I'm looking here, and the happy news that I think is coming here that gets you out of your head is that I feel like you can now take action on something. And we've got 2 wands and 4 wands, which is 6 wands, and it tells me that you have come from a hard place, because the 6 of Wands is about coming from the fight or the war, right? You've been fighting with something, which I think is your finances. I feel like you are about to get some sort of victory, some sort of success of getting out of your head, feeling a little lighter, feeling a lot more happy. You're going to be able to take action on something. And for some of you, it's going to be maybe putting an extra payment on the mortgage, or maybe you finally have caught up with the mortgage. Maybe you were behind. But the 4 of Wands is here. It's celebratory, it's stability, it's happiness. The family is good. So I feel like things work out good for your family. And I feel like you're finally able to get out of your head. I'm going to say that things are back in control. You're back in control of the finances here. We do have the 2 of Pentacles, and it's because of a lot of good decision making. I think that possibly for some of you, you could have been working 2 jobs, Cancer, or 1.5 jobs. It feels like you really put in a lot of hard work, and I think that it's going to pay off, because I think this 9 of Wands, although you're exhausted, I feel like you are feeling burnt out. I feel like you're feeling, when this shows up, whatever this exciting thing is that you've put in all the hard work. So there is something. Oh, look at this, the King and the Queen. This could be you and your spouse. Maybe if you're married here, I feel like there is communication that is going to be brought to you by a spouse, and they're going to say, look, you can rest now. You can rest. That bill is paid off. We're caught up in the mortgage. We have enough money this month. We're starting to get into the black instead of into the red. So I feel like this Knight of Swords here tells me that there's some good news that is coming at you quickly, because the King and the Queen are both here. I feel like if you are in a marriage or a relationship or a place with somebody where you have been walking through the fire with this person, I feel like this communication that you get changes everything. What is this communication? Tell me about this. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, a decision has been made in your favor here. So I don't know what the decision is here, but it looks like a decision here has been made in your favor. Something you didn't see coming, because the person's eyes are covered. And I feel like you thought you were going to have to make a decision to even like cut another pentacle out of the 5. Like it feels like you're on the edge of, do we still owe? Do we not owe? Are we finished? Like it feels like the good news that comes in is telling you, it's like a little bit of good news, but it feels like balance. I'm going to say that finally you've got some wiggle room. I'm just looking at the space around the pentacle. It's like you have some wiggle room finally. There is a decision that you're going to be making financially after this good news comes in. And I think it is putting everything in perspective here with the Hanged Man, that the fact that you held back or took a pause or didn't spend as much, or that you kept putting all the money on the debt or all the money on catching up on something, I feel like pays off here. We've got 1, 2, 7, 8, 9 Pentacles, right? So it feels like we are going into a place of financial confidence, or that things are growing, or that you did it all by yourself. It feels like you really did the best that you could do, and your best was good enough here. So it does feel like it is going to come as a shock or a surprise. I don't think that you thought it was going to show up this quickly, but I think it shows up as the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like this is something that you're getting in terms of a raise, or maybe something like that. It's like somebody's like, oh, you gave us an extra payment, or we took an extra payment back in September and you didn't notice, or something like that. It feels like something is paid back to you. That's exciting. It shakes you. You didn't expect it. But now you're realizing that the hard work that you put in, you're finally starting to see a return from that. So I think finances overall are about to get easier here. There's your energy, Cancer. Yep, things are changing. Things are changing, and they're going to give you a little bit of relief. I'm looking at that Knight of Cups in the center here. It's like, whew, somebody's like feeling like there's a lot of relief here. And we got 2 cups, which indicates a bond, indicates love, indicates things are in the flow. The Judgment card. Sorry, Judgment card is here. And so I feel like things are now changing. I feel like you're on a different trajectory with your finances. Things are about to get a lot easier for you. You're about to have some breathing room or some wiggle room here. Let's take a look at your career. Let's talk about career for Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Cancer and career, please. Tell me about career for Cancer. Tell me about career. All right. We've got the 8 of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. We've got the Queen of Cups, the 8 of Cups. Got the 2 of Swords and the 9 of Wands. We've got the 7 of Pentacles. Look, we have some of the same cards that we had in the last hand, even though it's a different deck, which is interesting. So I feel like you have been putting a lot of work in on something. I think that the reason that maybe your finances have been a little off for some of you, not all of you, of course, is that you've been at school. Maybe you're a student and you're also working, or maybe if you have a spouse, maybe your spouse is working and you're going to school. It feels like we've been living on one income or not living on a lot at all. But I feel like this energy here of the Queen of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles tells me that either you're wrapping up this course or you do finally become the subject matter expert. It's almost like, you know, when a welder has to go, or a mechanic, right? You have to become a Red Seal if you want the most money. It almost feels like you're upgrading your education, because to me, the 8 of Pentacles is becoming the subject matter expert. You've really been working hard on something and really going over it in detail, really looking at the analytics. It could be something to do with money or finances. Maybe you work in the financial industry, but it feels like you're becoming a subject matter expert on something and someone is noticing it. So it takes you from the 8 of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles, which tells me now we have a little bit extra. Now we have a little bit extra with this. It does feel like it is like an upgrade of some sort to either your education, or it does feel like maybe it is a promotion or a raise. I feel like somebody is taking compassion on you because they see how hard you've been working. I feel like now you can finally detach from being exhausted. Maybe you're even working through holidays. It feels like for some of you, it does feel like you will be taking this education, though, and possibly taking it to another job that might pay more. So for some of you, you might stay at the place that you're at. Somebody noticed you, took compassion on you, and decided to give you, this raise or promotion because you've put the hard work in and you've come back with the certificate, you passed the course. But for others of you, I feel like in order to be able to get the Queen of Pentacles energy, where you have stability, now you have a lot of abundance. Now you can plan what you want to do with your finances. Maybe you're a financial planner. It feels like this Queen of Pentacles tells me that possibly somebody might be walking away or disconnecting or leaving the job that they're at because this job has just been too much. Or I did say in the last reading that possibly you have 2 jobs, right? Because the 2 of Pentacles showed up. So it feels like you are making some sort of decision. Look at this. We've got full moons here. Full moon is the 10th. Is that today? No, we're not yet into the 10th. We're the 9th still as I'm reading this. So I feel like this is coming up, my friends, in the week ahead. I feel like you are letting go of something, making a really big decision. And I think you're doing the thing that is best for you. I feel as though, although you might be really connected to, like in a heartfelt way, to the people that you work with, I feel like this is telling me here that you've had enough, that you're exhausted, you're burnt out. I feel like it's time for you to let go of maybe one of your jobs if you have two. But for those of you who only have one, I feel like you've been working really hard there, putting in a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and you're not necessarily getting back from this job what you've been putting into it. So it does feel like somebody here is making the decision in the week ahead about maybe it's time for me to go to a place where they require less of me, but I can get paid the same. When the Ten of Swords is in the reverse for me, it's like we're sort of trying to avert the ending, because you know it's going to be painful, you know it's going to be hard, and it feels like we're trying to not. I feel like you're in this decision-making stage next week with this Two of Swords here. And I feel like this Queen of Cups is here because you've got to do the best for your family, or you've got to do the best thing that's best for you to have a work-life balance. I feel like the Queen of Cups is the life, and I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is the work, and I feel like you need a better balance in those things. You need to be able to spend time with your family if you have a family, or you just need to be happier. Now that you have more money, or now that you're going to be making more money, you'll have a little bit of time to do things that make your heart happy, that your intuition is telling you to do. That's Pisces energy. We've got the Death card here, and we've got the Hierophant here. So I really feel like there is somebody here who is going to be making a change. I feel like you're leaving. You might have even, like, maybe you're a nurse and now you're an anesthetist, or maybe now you're a doctor, or it feels like you've had an upgrade. So I think that you are leaving because whatever education you have is going to make you more money at the next place that you work, or this is just the natural upgrade. Like, you knew that you were maybe the dental assistant who was decided to go to dental school, and you knew that eventually you're no longer going to work at that office because, you know, you can't be a dentist at that office. So it feels like you are going somewhere with your skills, because I feel like you are the subject matter expert. I feel like you've set out a path for yourself, and you're going to stay on that path in order to rebuild structure or stability, or it's time for you to do the right thing for yourself, which is to detach and let go. And I feel like you've been at this certain job for a while, and I feel it's hard for you to let go, because I feel like you feel that those people are your family. They treat you like family, and you know that you've got to go to the next place. I think it's going to be hard to leave. I feel like you have made some really good friends there, or people who treat you like family. You talk about their families, maybe you know their children. Like, it feels like it's a really integrated workplace, I want to say. Got the Hanged Man, Temperance. Yeah, it is time. It's time for you to find something that you will really love. And I don't think that you love what you're doing right now, but I think you love the people you work with. So I think it's the moment of alchemy. Temperance here is telling me that it's time for you to stop stalling. It's time for you to stop hanging there in the Hanged Man energy. Time for you to stop stalling. That your intuition is telling you, look, the perspective is I've got to do what's best for me. And so I feel like for somebody here that you are releasing and going somewhere new, but possibly you're thinking about it in the week ahead, and you've maybe finalizing and not really telling anyone that you're going to be moving to a place where you feel far more balance. I feel far more stability in your finances, and your work-life balance, I think, is going to be a lot better now that you don't have your finger in every pie, right? You're not doing all of those things at once. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about love for you, Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Cancer and love, please. We've got the Seven of Cups. We've got the Hierophant. And we've got the Six of Pentacles. I feel like you don't really know if you want to, if you're somebody who's not committed to someone. I don't know that you want to. It feels like the Seven of Cups tells me emotional confusion, or, I mean, I could take it both ways. I mean, it is a general reading. So for some of you, you're dreaming of commitment. For some of you, you're like confused. I don't really know what I want. But the Six of Pentacles is here. I feel like if you are in a relationship, you're in a relationship where you're putting in more work than they are. Or you feel like you just keep working harder and harder to keep this commitment, and that possibly it's confusing as to why it feels like it's so much work for you. We've got the Four of Swords, we've got the Three of Cups, and we've got the Moon energy. I'm just going to look this over for a second here. Yeah, I feel like you're the one that provides. You're the one that's expected to provide, I think. And as long as you do, everything is happy. But I feel like you're not happy. So you might be in a relationship. It could be a marriage. I'm just saying the Hierophant is here, but it's not marriage for all of you. It could be that you're dating someone and it feels like you are trying to decide whether this is for you or not. Are you happy here or are you not? Because I feel like when you're the person who's doing all the work, the other person's fine. But I don't think you're getting a lot back in return. Now, whether, you shouldn't really have to ask for it in return, right? And the Six of Pentacles is like you're putting in a lot more work than someone else's. You're giving a lot more than you're receiving. Got the Moon energy here, which is your energy, Cancer and Pisces energy, and I think you're trying to find stability in this Moon energy. I feel like things are not as they seem, and that can mean a lot of things, right? Possibly, maybe you're seeing it from one perspective and they're seeing it from another. I feel like you might be in a relationship where this person is looking for commitment from you and maybe you're not necessarily into the commitment because you already see what's going on here. That this person is making you work the hardest and they're working the least. You're the one that's like, I feel like they expect you to pay for all the dates, pay for all the outings. It feels like you're the one that's putting in more than they are. And they are the one that is there having fun, but you're the one putting in all the effort and energy. So I feel like this Moon energy is sort of an energy of, I'm not really sure if I want to make the commitment or not. I think you're the one that pursued this relationship, though, with the King of Wands being on the bottom of the deck. And I think you pursued the relationship because of attraction. And now when we're getting down to the nitty gritty, right, the honeymoon phase is over, when we really start to get to see, what we're getting in the package, right? And I feel like you're starting to think about it. I feel like you're maybe pulling away a little bit because you're kind of confused about your feelings. I'm not really sure what I want to do. We've got the World card. We've got the Three of Pentacles. And we have the Two of Swords in the reverse. It does feel like you've made a decision here. And I think the decision that you're making here is this is a partnership. I don't see that there's any love here. I see that we have a lot of fun together. I see that you pay for most of the trips, the outings. I feel like there is a commitment with each other in terms of we're not seeing other people. But I don't know if that's where you want to stay. The World card is here and you're thinking of closing a chapter and moving forward into a different partnership possibly, or maybe a community or a network, or I feel like this is a dating situation where someone else is expecting commitment and you're not wanting the commitment. That's what it feels like here. Tell me about this Six of Pentacles. What is this person? I feel like you're the person, it's all on you, I want to say. It's all on you, that this is not a 50-50 relationship, or I like to say 100-100. Both people are not putting in 100%. We have the Page of Wands, we have the Nine of Swords, and we have the Justice card. So the Justice card with the Nine of Wands is giving me that you're sort of thinking about releasing this because the World card is here. So it almost feels like you're looking at closing a door, but you know that it's going to hurt somebody to do that. There is a worry here about getting your own justice. I think you're wondering how to say it. I think that's what the worry is, because the Page of Wands would just say it. The Page of Wands is kind of careless with their energy because they're young, right? They're immature. They're kind of careless with their energy. Maybe the person that you're with is immature and careless with their energy. Maybe you jumped in because you're very attracted to them, or there's lots of passion here. And maybe this person is, maybe very open with their passion, and maybe that's why you got jumped in and just, did it quickly, jumped in head first, sort of. It feels like you wanted to go on that path, but now it's just you're not feeling it here. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to leave that there. Well, we got the Empress here. I feel like there's somebody coming in the future. Bottom of the deck is future for me. And I feel like the partnership here, it's like this is not really ever gotten past a partnership. It's not, I'm not in love with this person. I haven't fallen in love with this person. We have a lot of fun together, but I'm not in love with this person. There's some deep feelings here, but it feels like we have a lot of fun, and that's sort of where it ends, because after that, all the work is mine. I feel like there is somebody in the future here, and I feel like this is somebody that you are apart from, but that you hope you can begin new again with. This is a Page of Cups is here. We're going to go into the extended and talk about this. I feel like there's a whole lot more to say here. So Cancer, we're going to go into the extended. If you're interested in coming to see the extended, please look in the pinned comment at the top of all the comments. There is a link there for the membership area. That's where all the extendeds are. And if you are interested in a private reading, please know that with the code that you find in the pinned comment, you can get 10% off a pre-recorded reading, or between 5 up to 75% off a face-to-face reading if you want that in video, or you want that over the phone. We can do a live one if you're interested in that. So see you in the extended, and if I don't, that's okay. If this is where we part, no problem. I'll be back, because I'm always back. You guys take care of yourselves. See you there. Bye-bye.